What's up, guys? Shout out to all you curious gamblers out there. We got a pretty solid card on our hands, UFC 215. We got 2 title fights and 3 other really good matchups, so I'm looking forward to this one. Totally worth the pay-per-view. This card's going to be really fun to watch, but in terms of predictions, I'd say it's pretty rough because a lot of these matchups could go either way, except for the main event. Sorry, guys. But without any further ado, let's get right into these predictions. Alright, so for the first bout of the main card, we've got Jeremy Stephens versus Gilbert Melendez. I think this is a pretty even matchup, honestly, because both of these guys seem to be on a downward spiral in their career. However, I think Gilbert, coming into this fight with so much time off before and trying to move down a weight class, I don't think he's going to be 100% focused on the fight. I don't think his training was 100% focused on the fight. I think he had to worry about his weight. So, and I don't necessarily even think that Jeremy Stephens is a killer anymore like he used to be. I don't really think his knockout power's there. His precision's not there anymore. But I think he's more comfortable in the weight class. And I'm not going to analyze this so technically, like with their exact striking ratios and stuff like that. I just think that Jeremy is going to be the tougher guy in this situation. He's going to be the more focused guy slightly, so I predict Jeremy Stephens to win by a decision. For the next fight, we've got Ilir Latifi versus Tyson Pedro. Honestly, I think this matchup's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think it's going to go the distance. I think a finish is going to happen either way. However, I think with Tyson Pedro riding that undefeated record and Ilir Latifi coming off that huge knockout loss to Ryan Bader, I think this fight will go in favor of Tyson Pedro, and like I said, it's going to be a finish. Tyson Pedro obviously has knockout abilities, but I think that this fight will end in a Tyson Pedro submission in the second round, probably a rear naked choke. This is where it gets kind of tricky right here. Okay, so next up we got Neil Magny versus Rafael Dos Anjos. Rafael, whatever you want to say. This is really strange because Dos Anjos is moving up from his usual weight class. It's going to be, I think, his second welterweight fight. A lot of people think he is going to win, but I just don't see it. I think Neil's on a streak. He just beat Johnny Hendricks. I mean, it was kind of controversial. I thought Johnny won, but Neil beat him. So I'm going to say that Neil Magny wins by decision, and that's going against a lot of the predictions that I've heard, but I don't care, man. I'm about to be the dark horse, so Neil Magny by decision. That's my prediction. Next up, we got the co-main event, a nail biter. It's going to be the fight that I'm the most nervous during. Got my girl Valentina trying to get the belt. This is probably the closest fight on the entire card. It really could go either way, but thankfully, I mean, I want Valentina to win, but I honest to God believe that she is going to win. I don't think it's going to be by a finish, but I think Amanda's going to get tired. She's going to start thinking about the weight cut, whatever that sinus issue is. I just think that Valentina's gotten a lot better at her striking game, ground game. Pretty much, she's a complete fighter, like she says. She's a complete fighter. So I just don't see. I kind of think Amanda's a paper champion. She hasn't really done anything. She beat Miesha Tate when Miesha was wanting to retire, and then she beat Ronda after that crazy amount of time off. So I say that my girl Valentina wins by decision, and I hope to God that she does. Alright, finally we got the main event, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson versus Ray Borg. I do love underdogs, but my prediction is Demetrius Johnson by decision. That's probably what 90% of the MMA community thinks. It's just when it gets to where a guy is about to break an insane record like 10 title defenses, that even starts to scare his competition. And I think that Demetrius even recently has beaten guys that were of a higher caliber than Ray Borg. I mean, if Ray did pull off the upset, I would be happy. I mean, I do love underdogs, but Demetrius is going to win this. And I don't want to eat my words. I don't want to eat my words on any of these predictions. I'm putting myself out here, but with this one, I can honestly say that Demetrius Johnson is 90% going to win. No. 99% going to win by decision. Guys, if you watched this long, thank you so much. This video is kind of on the shorter side. I'm trying to get it out there before UFC 215, obviously, because people are going to want to watch this to predict. So this was kind of like a test run. I want to do more of these prediction videos in the future. That's why this was just the main card. I didn't really have time to kind of analyze the entirety of the thing. So yeah, hopefully my predictions will persuade some people either way, one way or the other. I'd like to keep doing this with other cards. So like I said, this is kind of a test run, and if you watched it this long, thank you very much. I appreciate that.